back. I'm faking 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 back. Breaking back. Turn the bass up a little bit so I can hear that. Now don't call it a comeback. I'm thinking back on that real rap. To try to ask, can I kick it? It was all that. Before trapping and drilling, it was on the flow though. Southern player, listen to Q banging out a solo. MTV Raps, Dr. Dre, your Ned lover. Peter CL, Lace and Mecca, and the Soul Brother. True school meant the world to me. On that Greg and I, see vibe out all in our zone. Digging diggable on that blowout comb. Salt and pepper, the light, the brat to conscious daughters. And Red Man had me gone off of muddy waters. Reasonable doubt would take me so high. Like when AC hit off that dough or die. Just another uptown Saturday night like M Low. If you don't know, now you know. So big. I'm faking back. 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 Breaking back.
I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sink. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sink. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, and I will never knew. Playing with my phone, getting hate for treason. I don't aim to please, anything I feel.
But I'm gonna get right into it. Listen, I do a weekly, I try to do a weekly live stream called Have the Conversation on our YouTube channel, the River Bottom Network. And the primary goal of the live stream is to talk about Black relationships and from the image perspective, more so about excuse me, how Black men and how Black women engage with each other and how we think about each other and what we have to offer one another and the issues that impact the fact that only 25% of our women are married or ever will be married. Only 33% of Black men will be married, are married or ever will be married, and that's a problem. But I talk about things from an image perspective, and right now, over the last month, I've been dealing specifically with male leadership issues, and which kind of leads me into the fact that I'm talking about these things. I'm a firm believer that if you're going to talk about stuff, hold people accountable, then and have an expectation, then you yourself have to be that or be working towards that. And one of the things that I talked about on my stream last week was that, the responsibility that our women don't choose the best versions of our men. And the fact that, and I'm going to get into that a lot more next week when I'm back with the guys on the panel, is the fact that the best versions of our guys are not being chosen by our women. They're actually absolutely refusing to settle down with, couple up with, or start families with the best versions of our guys. And when I say that, a lot of ladies often ask, well, we're already so-called good guys, and what makes them so good? it's just the attitude about that. It's, look at the character. And a lot of times, and unfortunately with our ladies, um, a lot of times we accuse men of being very superficial and very visual when we pick our women, and we don't really look outside of the visual. At first, it takes us a while, but our ladies have adopted that. So a lot of times they pick men that are very physically appealing to them, or may stimulate them emotionally or exciting or whatever the case may be. And oftentimes those are not necessarily, but not all the time, the best versions of our men. And so I asked the question last week, and I'm going to be asking it to our guys next week. Is and I kept saying last week, every time I said something about our guys and what we're not doing, I followed up with saying, this is a hurtful truth. One of the hurtful truths is, if you are, like, 54% of black men are single, childless, and they earn enough money to be in the middle class, but yet our women are not choosing them. They're choosing lesser versions of our guys. And yeah, that, our women should, you know, try to gravitate towards our better versions of our guys. But the bigger question I place to the guys is, how in the hell are you losing out to somebody in their mother's basement? How are you losing out to a dude that's in prison? How are you losing out to a dude who can't keep gainful employment when they're not the majority of us? Despite the fact that our women go, well, we don't see them. Yeah, you do. Every woman, every black woman knows or has in her orbit a very decent, character-driven guy. That doesn't make him perfect, doesn't make him without flaw or personality flaws. But every sister got at least 3 or 4 guys in her orbit that has decent enough character that those guys would love to be with. But I've been talking about with the men about looking at what we are doing. So I specifically started looking at, I've had the last 4 years, 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, I started a 5-year plan. And this year marks the 4th year of my plan, which is health. So let me tell you what I've done. When I bought a gym membership, I didn't pay for it monthly. I paid up for 2 straight years. Therefore, I won't lose my money. I also bought and paid for a personal trainer for 6 months. And I also did meal plan for 6 months. And my regimen will be as follows. So 3 days a week, I will be doing range of motion and core strengthening, and then 2 days a week I'll be working with just overall straightening, strength, losing weight, all that with the personal trainer, the actual like hard work. Today was my first day with the range of motion and core strength. In high school, I wrestled, ran track, played football. College, I wrestled, ran track in college. I was always a pretty fit and in shape guy. And then something happened. When I went to what should have been an easy, range of motion and core strengthening hour-and-a-half session, turned out to be one of the most self-embarrassing things that I think I've ever experienced in a long time. I did not realize how bad things are for me. And yes, I know this is just day one. No, I have not worked out or been in real good shape in about 15 years. And so this was a very sobering wake up call, especially since I do the live stream and I do it and I'm doing the subject matter that I'm doing, which especially right now when we're focusing on our men about being self-accountable and the fact that we want the best outcomes and we want our women to come up under, to come in cooperation with us. And, our women have their issues and the things that they've done that they contribute to black men and women not being together, but also the 54% of black men, which is the majority of black men, have, if you are single, childless, and earn enough money to be in the middle class, which means you earn over $20 an hour as a black man, there's got to be something decent about you. There's got to be some character about you. Most guys that are in that 54%, we're talking about your high school, we're talking about your school teachers, your police departments, your firefighters, your nurses. You've got a lot of black male nurses now. I'm a respiratory therapist, and I work in the hospital, guys. You have no idea how many black men are going to nursing. And they're earning. And we're not even talking about the nonprofit and social service and community activism. Look at a lot of your community centers or your local nonprofit agencies like the Urban League and Community Action Agency. And how many black men are working there? These men are making, $40,000, $50,000 a year. These are like so, and you cannot have these jobs without having a degree of character. First of all, you got to pass what they call a caregiver background check. And it's very difficult. You got to have a clean background. So the majority of our guys are in that position, and I'm in that position. But coming to the realization about what I did today, about the work that I put in today and how bad it was very humbling. Just a little under 15 years ago, I was 230 pounds. Today, I'm 357. I hear people tell me all the time, "Oh, you don't look that big." Well, damn it, I feel it. And not only as black men do we gotta get our, a lot of us don't even know what manhood is. Or when we're starting to turn 40, we're starting to understand that we really didn't got it. We really didn't get what that was because we were all raised by our women, and our women don't know what a man is most of the time because they can't pick a good one. And so a lot of us are just not waking up to the fact that we're missing a lot of stuff. And one of the things that we're missing is being healthy. Yes, if you look at the data, and I get yelled at a lot by people, by always referring to data, but 80% of our black women are not fit either. 80% of our black women are either out of shape or obese. As a black man, how can you demand anything when you're running at 60%? 60% of us are out of shape. I don't know. I just had to come on and talk about my day one experience with the range of motion and how embarrassing it was. And I'm in this class, and it was a class setting, and I'm in there with a bunch of older women, and they're out there. It was just awful. It was absolutely embarrassing. It was absolutely humiliating for me. I don't think I've felt that bad about myself in a long time. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop. It's just a realization. And motivation for that this is enough's enough. Okay. Well, that's all I really had to say today. But I wanted to jump on and I put like a 15-second clip on YouTube about it, like what happened, when I first walked in the door, and I will do periodic checkups and stuff like that about my progress and what's going on and for anybody that's interested in it. But as a man, one of the things that we have to demonstrate as a man too is publicly admitting your failures. A lot of us won't do that. A lot of us have a lot of pride. And a lot of us, and the biggest failure it actually is not, and I said this on my last live stream, is not doing anything about it. All right. Well, I think that's it. I'm going to get up. That decided to stick around and listen to me babble, I appreciate you, okay? All right, y'all. King. I'm
I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you